Looking at it now, I'm not sure I can actually push it back. Little buggers. He's been having a little chewing fest on that. Gate there, easy access, no dramas. I hope you're all sat comfortably, because out here is absolutely mental. Trees everywhere, flooded everywhere. Let's go, let's get into the episode. So a tree's fallen down. It is a dead, I assume it's an ash tree, something like that. It might be an elm tree actually. I'm going to try with a bucket to start with. Then if it needs a bit of lift, I'll just go back quickly and get the old pallet forks. As you can see, it's blocking the lane. I'm going to have to get this one out of the way so I can get the trailer past, then I can go get some silage. Looking at it now, I'm not sure I can actually push it back. As the tree's falling that way, and there's more of an angle there, if I push it this way, all that's going to happen is the tractor's just going to push it right round, and that's just probably going to end up coming out. So what I might do is go back and get the chainsaw, even though I don't really want to, and then just cut it there and there. Then at least I can just lift that out of the way, and that bit's done for the day. And then come this side of the track and then push that back in the hedge. So I just come to pick up my chainsaw, and that should not be like that. There's only one culprit that's done that, and that's blooming rats. He's been having a little chewing fest on that. So that's going to be out of action now, isn't it? Hopefully I can find a little handsaw or something that'll do the trick. It's blooming frustrating when you want to do something, good to use a tool, and that happens. Blooming 8 rats. We do have 2 cats here now. One's miraculously just come here, I don't know where from, and we have bought one just to try and keep any rat infestation down through the winter, as unfortunately on farms you will find rats wherever you are. One's sleeping up in the straw at the moment. There's one of the cats. That one I don't know whose it is, always down here. I think he just lives down here now, to be honest. Here's the other one. She's actually quite friendly, this one. I managed to find a saw. That's my granddad's old one. Look at the state of me. It's the only one I can find from it. We got loads of saws somewhere, I just couldn't be bothered to look for one. I think I might need a new saw. This one's taking too long. Right then, round 2 of cutting. Let's see if this one's any better. So I managed to cut all the small branches off, and it's really starting to get bad out there now. My arm's starting to ache. That's from the sawing, that is, nothing else. So I'm just going to try and push it in as much as possible into the head with the bucket, but hopefully not getting a puncture. I was thinking about putting the pallet forks on. In the end I decided to get the bucket on. I thought it might just be a bit easier, as you've got a wider span with the bucket and nothing can go through and maybe even damage the loader. So that's why I resulted going with the old bucket, hitting that back there. That's how you want it. Put it right back in the hedge. Beautiful. There's going to be one of the next ones to calf, so that's why she's in the pen by herself for. So this cow in there is just in the pen by herself, as she will be calving within the next 3 weeks. So we just decided that it's better her being in there by herself than being in the big pen and you go in there then finding a calf's been trampled on or something like that. So we thought we'd just put her in there by herself. She does start calving. We got all the facilities, we got the calving gate there, easy access, no dramas. As I'm in it, I'll just show you the feed that the animals are on. So the Sturks, yearlings, whatever people want to call them. Ginny, come here. Ginny, come here. Got a little Ginny with us. Come here. Say hello. Say hello. She had a little haircut the other day. Just running around. I got to try and keep her in the shed, keep her nice and dry and clean. Because outside it's blowing an absolute gale. One thing I have noticed, where it's raining so hard, water's running through the seams of the concrete panels. So I might get some sealant at some point. I'll put a sealant right the way through, all the way across. So if there is ever any young cattle in there, or any calves, they don't get wet. I know it's not a massive issue. I'll just have to see how bad it does get. I know it is really heavy outside. Okay, Jenny? Just where I was about to stand. Lovely. So, sorry for people that might get offended by that. Yeah, so this here is similar barley to what John has down here. So it's from the same farm that we get the mill from. We've added some sugar beet nuts. So we're putting sugar beet nuts in with this when we're feeding that. They're on about 1.5 kilos each, what it averages out at. And they've been on it for about a week now. Yeah, it's about a week ago I went and picked some up. It took them a bit of time to get used to it, from being on cake, but once they realised this was what they were getting, that was it. That was about 14, and the extra sugar beet is a bit more energy anyway. The reason being for putting the sugar beet in with it as well was this does go through them a bit, so we put this in to block them up slightly. Jenny, come here. Yeah, we put this in there to block them up slightly, as they are on silage as well now, as we run out of hay. Like I said, I've got to go and get some silage in a bit, as the cows are hammering through the silage. Jenny, come up here. Jenny. Jenny. Come on, jump, jump, jump. Come on, girl. Come on. Too high for her. Come here. Yeah, she's up here on the trailer. So we're getting through the silage at the moment, a bit quicker than what we intended and what we want. The Sturks I'll show you in a minute, we want to get rid of around January time, just after Christmas, as they need to go really. We try to keep them to about, what would they be? Yeah, about 10, 11 months old. That's normally what we want to sell them at. So the prices are still strong at the moment, and I know for a lot of store cattle is still very strong. We're not sure whether we're going to sell them privately yet or sell them in the market. So we brought back all the silage. We've done 2 loads of this. I'll show you in a minute what the calves are eating. We normally go through all this lot in a week. So there's a fair amount of silage that they all go through. I'll stand next to the straw, out the wind. So that silage is being fed to everything. All the cows, all the calves, cows that are outside as well. So we're hoping that that and the barley is really going to push all the young stock on, ready to be sold next month. In a minute, I've got to bed the young stock up as well. So we'll get all that done and I'll show you the calf. So it's Sunday morning now. As you might notice, last night it was getting quite dark in there, so I left it at that, and then I thought I'd come back in the morning and talk you through these little yearlings that we got behind me. So all of these are from two different bulls. One of them's our own bull, and then one of them's we have off our next door neighbour. So there are two different sires. We normally like to keep the older bull with the older cows, and that's some of these in there which are from the older bull. Some are in here as well, but a lot of them are from our own bull. And this was his first lot of calves. So for being the first lot of calves, he hadn't done a bad job, to be fair. So we split them up into two groups here. So this side is the bigger lot, and this side is the slightly smaller. So at the moment, as you can see, they were on silage. We always like to leave it a little bit of straw like that, so they can nibble on it from both sides, and that's just a bit of scratch factor for them. We're hoping that that barley is just going to really push them on now, as I said yesterday. But looking at them, they're coming on very well. So this is the silage. It does smell nice, and it has been chopped as well. So they are demolishing it. Anything that's put in front of them, that'll be gone by tomorrow. So all of these here are from our own animals. So they are from our suckler cows, and none of these are bought in. That pen and this pen. There is probably a 2-month age difference between the oldest and the youngest. We do have some which are way out the block, and they're still outside. We do find it is good to have some like that, as you do have a bit of cash flow at other times of the year, instead of just that one big hit that you normally get when we sell all of these. So that is a positive factor for having a few calves out in the block. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a blustery old weekend for everyone around the UK, especially here in the southwest. Also, thank you to everyone that keeps supporting the farmers. There's a lot going on at the moment, and I'd just like to say thank you for everyone's support. There will also be another video next week, as there's a lot more going on now between my farm and John's. So I'll catch you next week, and if you fancy watching any more videos of mine, click here at the end of the video, and then you can choose from there. Until then, I'll see you next week.